So when I buy lumber, I don't buy any lumber that's been surfaced or sanded in any way. I buy lumber straight from the sawmill in the rough format. So by going direct to the sawmill, I get to see where the lumber's come from. I have more control and can make requests on how it's cut. And more importantly, I can get it at a reduced cost. So that will allow me to take the money I save and either put that into tools or put that into more lumber. For example, this lumber right here is all black walnut. It was, let's see, I got 4 boards that were 6/4 by 13 inches wide by 13.5 feet long, and I paid about $100 for them. So it was a pretty good deal. Now, when you buy lumber in the rough, you need to know what you're buying. You need to know what to look for. You don't know what it looks like underneath all this oxidation and dirt, so you need to really be careful of what you're buying. You need to know what to look for. But I'll tell you what, you can take a board like this, surface it, do all your jointing and your planing, and in the end, you're gonna have a board like this. And at about 50% of the cost that you normally would pay to buy a board direct from a manufacturer like this. So if you wanna learn how to mill rough lumber and save yourself some money, here we go. The first step to milling this lumber into something we can use in our project is to cut it to an overall length, a little bit bigger than what your final dimension is you're going to need. All right, now in this wood here, we've got a lot of, we've got some sapwood, which is going to be on your outside. You've got your heartwood, which is going to be this, on this is walnut, so this is going to be the darker colored wood in the middle. And then you've got some more sapwood on the other side over here. So if you think about it, this is the outside of the tree. This is where the bark would be, and this is where the bark would be on the other side. So think of this as a cross section of the tree. So what I like to do is take a level or any straight edge, and you can see where the sapwood kind of is, the shadowing beneath, you know, the dirt and buildup on the rough lumber. So what I do is I just make it so I can get rid of the sapwood if I don't need it in my project, and I just strike a line. Okay, and that's just a rough line. You just want to make sure we kind of get it as square as possible. Now this will be cut on the bandsaw because we can't take it over to our table saw due to the uneven edge. It wouldn't cut right, it would bind, and next thing you know you get the wood back in your face. We have our first edge cut here. This isn't a perfectly square edge. We understand that. We know it's not going to be. But what we're going to do now is we're going to strike a line on the other side and do the same thing. Typically I'll have a thicker blade and handsaw for this. So this will work now. So the next step in the process of milling this lumber into something that we can use on our project is over at the jointer. Now, I've seen a lot of conflicting videos out there where some people say, in order to properly joint a piece of rough lumber into something square, what you do is you joint one face and then one edge. And then I've seen other videos that say you joint one face, one edge, one face, and one edge. So essentially joint the whole board on the jointer. The people who are the latter, who say to joint every face on the jointer, are wrong. Plain and simple. There is no way to ensure on the jointer if you do both faces or both edges that they are parallel to each other. The correct way to mill this lumber into something square on the jointer is to first joint a face of the lumber. Okay, once that is jointed, you rotate the lumber so the face that you just jointed is up firmly against the fence, and then you joint an edge. Once that edge is jointed, turn off your jointer. So for this demonstration, we have a common occurrence that I'm sure happens constantly out there. Right now, I have an 8-inch jointer. That means the bed of my jointer from side to side is 8 inches. I have a board here that is clearly bigger than 8 inches. It's actually 10. So how do we joint a board that's bigger than our jointer bed? For a more in-depth explanation, check out the video up here. Or maybe it's I don't know, it's somewhere around here. Just check that one out and watch along on this one, and I'll do it. First, we start by removing the guard on our jointer. I guess this is a good time to say I'm not responsible for any bad shit you do on your jointer or in the video or in your... Now I set my fence as far back as the blades will cover. Okay, we're going to run it through. I am aware that it's going to hang off. All right, we're going to send it through. There we go. Now if you notice, there's a jointed portion and then still a rough portion. We're going to take care of that next. Also, if you did notice, I didn't joint an edge. We'll wait till after we do the next process to come back and joint that edge. I use a piece of 1/4 inch MDF. What we'll do is take our jointed piece of lumber here. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but here's the rough edge. We're going to take the 1/4 inch MDF, put it on here, and butt it right up against the lip there, or shoulder, that joining process created. And then send that through like this. Okay. Then next, what you do is, here's the board or the side of the board that just went through. Then what you do is take it, flip it over to our side with the rough strip, and now we're going to send that through. And now you've got two pieces that are parallel to each other on the face. Now we're back at the jointer to joint one edge of the board here. So with our guard installed back on the jointer, move our fence out a little bit. Alright, now to wrap this up, over at the table saw, our blade height is good. We take our jointed edge, and that goes against the fence. And there is a perfectly square board ready for your project. So that's how you go from rough lumber to perfectly squared and milled product for use in your project. So as always, please subscribe to the channel, share this video with a friend of yours, and if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button, but most importantly, be creative and build your ideas. He's got no riving knife. He's got no riving knife.